But because I have a jumpsuit on, I can't really. So that's my best option. Yeah, exactly. Welcome back to the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. Day 3 here. Jill Jelnick, Johnny Maffey. Once again, we've been here every single day, and I swear, Johnny, each day it keeps getting better and better, especially now that the Vols pulled off the win over the Texas Longhorns, 83-72, that final great win for Tennessee. Now they're moving on to the semifinals tomorrow against Auburn.
Absolutely. They have a date with Auburn tomorrow. If we're looking at like a 1 versus a 2 for the NCAA tourney, this is an Elite 8 matchup right now, and it's happening in the SEC tournament here at Bridgestone. Auburn played a great game. Tennessee was the better UT today. They're the real UT today. They're the better orange there, and no, they know.
From start to finish, even though the first half was much closer than the second half, the Vols only led by 3 at halftime. It looked like the Vols were the more dominant team. In fact, they never trailed in their quarterfinal matchup to Texas. It was the Vols from start to finish, and I think the big part of that first half, what gave them that big spark early on, was our Nashville native, Chaz Lanier, right, the Ensworth grad. He had 17 of his final 22 points in the first half alone.
Absolutely. I mean, he averages 18 a game, like you said, 17 in the first half, and I looked up and it was 9 right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then they let Texas hang around a little. Texas hung out. It was within 5 at some points, and then the second half, that's when Ziegler, the rest of the team, was really just coming together. A full team win.
Yeah, you mentioned point guard Zakai Ziegler.
Yes,
he had 0 points in the first half, had all of his 19 final points in the second half. A big reason why Vols were able to gain some momentum. They also shot better. It looked like the more physical team down the stretch. So now Tennessee, with a win, they advance. The Vols advance tomorrow to the semifinals, where, as we mentioned, they will face a red-hot Auburn team coming off a win yesterday over Ole Miss, but an Auburn team that has been so tough and so daunting to play all season long.
So we were talking about it pregame, that Ole Miss game. Ole Miss tied up with maybe 6 and change to go. And then, we talk about these great teams. They win those games. Ole Miss, they won against a very good team the day before, with that last second splash. But I think with Auburn, it's, I don't have the rebound stats top of my head in front of me. The offensive rebounds, though, when Tennessee got the offensive rebounds, they capitalized, and good teams capitalize on things like that. Auburn capitalized when they needed to. And Coach Barnes, we heard from him after the game, they know each other well.
Yes, yeah, I've been playing Auburn for a long time.
Yes.
And I think another point that head coach Rick Barnes made is, this is a team that is tough down the stretch. They've been in these tight situations before. He also gave a lot of credit to the SEC. He said, I think there should be 14 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament next week. I mean,
to SEC teams, that's 2 touchdowns if you are just football fans, SEC fans.
Yes, it's been a tough conference all season long, and to Rick, Coach Barnes' point, that every day, every game of this tournament is a battle, and they will certainly have their hands full tomorrow. You mentioned something earlier about the environment, right? There's no question tomorrow's semifinal game will be like a Sweet 16. Like the way that Auburn's fans travel, Tennessee obviously being 3 hours away.
Loud and proud today.
Loud and a lot of big orange fans today. I mean, that wasn't a surprise, right? There's tons of orange in the stadium, and burnt orange too. So, different shades of orange, but the big orange team won today. And I'm really excited for the semifinals tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well repped with Morgan Wallen sitting courtside as well. That helped a little bit. No Matthew McConaughey for Texas, FYI. He wasn't here.
That's obviously why they lost. No,
I mean, heck of a game. And back to, the SEC being such a powerhouse this year. I mean, 4 teams in the top 10 right now. Tennessee at number 8 overall in the country.
Yeah.
And I did ask Chaz Lanier, I asked Zakai Ziegler, the SEC is a powerhouse. You're playing this Elite 8 Sweet 16 style game tomorrow. They said they're treating it like every other game. I think they said half hour to celebrate this one.
Half hour?
And
that's
then
it?
we're coming up at noon tomorrow.
Yeah,
Early
that's right.
start.
Good point.
probably early curfew.
Yeah.
They got to look at this team, and I have to assume we didn't ask Coach Barnes this, but he can't just rely on the staff. He's got to rely on some of those leaders in the locker room to have that quick turnaround for some of these guys that aren't experienced with a 3-day quick tournament like this.
Yes. Well, and fortunately, one of the reasons why the Vols have been so good this season is this veteran, the veteran players and the veteran teams. Kai Ziegler, right? Chaz Lanier, new to Knoxville and Rocky Top, but also in his 5th year playing. Like these are guys that have been in the NCAA tournament. They know how to prepare in these types of situations. And they also know what it takes. So, 12 p.m. tip-off. That's a really important note.
Yes.
There will be 2 semifinal games. The first is the Vols and the Tigers. 12 p.m. tip-off. I will be there. Have you covered for that game, and then the second semifinal game, who we still don't know yet, that will tip off about 20 minutes after the conclusion of the first game. Winners of those 2 games move on to the championship game 12 on Sunday,
and that'll be a matchup whoever wins,
whoever it is,
whatever of the 4 teams, whatever combo you got. It's going to be a good game. A couple notes about Auburn quick. Broome, number 4, he had 20-plus points. He's a senior. He's their big leader. It was a close matchup against Ole Miss, like we were talking about. He iced it in the end, 11 seconds left to sort of, Ole Miss had to give up. That's when they stopped fouling. That's when the half-hour last minute became, okay, game's over right here. And then Denver Jones, 10-plus points. It's a good team all around, and Coach Barnes kept saying that in the press conference after the game. He gave a lot of credit to Texas, the whole conference. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow, a lot of big matchups, a lot of fun the rest of the day. I'm excited. It's been a great week. Everyone be safe with the weather coming in. I do want to throw that out there. And of course, be sure to follow us on social, YouTube, and tonight at 9, I'll have more on this big orange win coming your way. So stay with us. For Johnny Maffey, I'm Jill Jelnick. Thanks, guys. Be safe. Happy Friday.